and I don't have to create external demand, or I don't have to create awareness for these brands. I don't have to create demand for these brands. I'm not trying to build a brand.
Testers, I think that is really, really kind of like ignored too much.
There are other people selling this also, so the price have to match.
Like if you're spending $500 a day on a PMax brand campaign, 10, 15 days from now, double it and have a T-ROAS goal on it and just let it run. Instead of standard shopping, I would just do PMax. Let it do the remarketing for me. What's up, guys? It's been a minute, so I'm back. Haven't been fired just yet, so we still out here. Anyways, we're gonna be doing some more YouTube videos for you guys, and the way these videos are gonna work is YouTube. Yusuf's laughing at me.
You're getting there. You're getting there.
Yeah.
Like we got 3 people in here, and he starts the video with, "Hey guys, I'm back." Like that's kind of level the doctors have.
Anyways, back to the thing. We're gonna be doing videos where Yusuf is gonna play devil's advocate for an industry that we work with or we've had or at something, and he's gonna be like, here's a supplement company, here's a dentist, here's a whatever, how would you run ads for it? And then me and Effie are gonna go back and forth, and then Yusuf's gonna play the devil's advocate and be like, okay, but what if this happens? What if that happens? So it's just gonna be a back and forth discussion. And we were told that we weren't gonna be told what the topic is. So if there's like pauses and we're like thinking, we're actually thinking.
Well, you kind of gave it away, but yeah, this week let's start discussion with supplement industry where we all have experiences in, and there's a lot of trickeries involved. And this week I want you two to discuss how you would strategize advertising supplement, especially fitness related supplements on Google Ads.
Stuff like that.
Proteins, pre-workout, hormones, and like steroids or what have you.
Questions.
So,
I have clarification.
Sorry.
I have clarification questions. One, am I building a new supplement brand, or am I wholesaling different supplements?
You're taking over an existing company. You're not building anything from scratch. You're taking over their marketing responsibilities, and they're selling well-known brands. Not all well-known brands, but like you have the secondary brand option.
So, they're selling brands that already exist in the market.
Exactly,
right?
Exactly. You're not building a brand for them. You're selling existing brands. They're just resellers basically. But I will every now and then try to throw a wrench in your strategies depending on the real world scenarios we have encountered, and let's see how we're going to come up with solutions on the go.
Do they have their own brand? I'm asking for the profit margins. Usually supplement companies also have their own brand, which is profit margins are thicker.
Let's start with regular, and then like as if they don't have it, start with what we would do with the well-known, well-established brands. And once we get there, I'll try to one up the ante every now and then with additional problems like FA mentioned, or any other unforeseen but well-known and well-expected problems. So let's say start with supplement company, already has existing data in their account. They're selling well-known brands. They're mainly selling sports related supplements, pre-workout, post-workout, hormones, maybe some testosterone on the side, also protein, and your regular run-of-the-mill supplements. So go.
Okay, so what's my budget?
One additional question
for
the sake of the video. Do we only talk about Google Ads strategy, or is client management is all same? Because with supplements, we have to set a certain expectation, because you're going to get disapprovals, right? It's not in a hurry. Like Google will see something and it's going to get disapproved. We will try everything we can, but for a week or for like 10 days, your best-selling product might be out of the picture. Yes, we will have like plan Bs, plan Cs, but does this video covers the expectation management also, or strictly Google Ads?
It will cover everything. Basically, the main idea is take what you've seen so far from your real world experiences, and like as if just today a new client walked in today, what you would do. Basically, that's all I want you guys to do. Like just today at So Late, we got assigned a new supplement company. That's basically what I've told you. Like, let's say give you guys a random budget, 25K per month. Let's say that's it. Just Google Ads, just to start with, because we deal with Google Ads. They walked it right in, they got assigned to you. And they're again selling well-known brands. Just to start with, they're targeting 3x ROAS. They're spending 25K, and they are selling well-known brands. They sell pre-workout, post-workout, hormones, testosterone, protein, all the the usual suspects. What would your initial strategy will build on top of that as we go on? Like, what would your initial strategy will be on?
Okay. Do you want to go first, Efer, or can I go first?
However you like.
Okay, I'll go first then.
Doctors.
Doctor's order. So I'm basing this off of the fact that they're well-known brands, which means there's already existing demand for those products. Sure, not all the products are gonna sell, but enough to know that people know about the brand and whatnot. I would start this in two phases. One where I would run a singular PMax campaign for this, and the reason I say a singular Performance Max campaign is because it's pretty much a wholesale account where they're reselling other brands, and I don't have to create external demand, or I don't have to create awareness for these brands. I don't have to create demand for these brands. I'm not trying to build a brand. Go ahead.
Talk more about the PMax. Is it top of funnel with
I'm getting to that.
PMax feed only.
Yep. So what I would do would basically be take assets for said brands that are on the internet already and create asset groups that are brand focused. So one asset group per brand. And then I would target my audience signals for like weightlifting or running, stuff like that, right? This isn't necessarily a top of funnel, middle of funnel campaign. This is essentially literally going to be a middle of funnel, bottom of funnel campaign. The reason I say that is what PMax is really good at doing is capturing existing demand. So if you have something that's already known in the industry, PMax will find those people. It'll take a little bit to pick up, but it'll find those people. So what you'll end up seeing in your insights over time is that the brands that you carry will be the keywords that start converting. And if there's a certain product for that brand that sells well, it'll just start selling. You'll see those keywords pop up much more aggressively, and it'll just start selling itself pretty aggressively. So that would be phase one to get things rolling, right? Next comes up, how do I scale this account or push this account or spend more money in this account, right? Because we're going to hit a wall, and not all the brands have the same margins and whatnot. Then I would take what I see in that main PMax campaign, whatever brands are converting really well. Let's just say brand A, B, and C were converting well, then C, D, and E, or E, F, G, whatever, aren't converting well. I would split out brand A, B, and C into their own separate campaigns. So now I have brand focused PMax campaigns, and I would give them individual budgets. And like I said before, I'm not trying to create demand. I'm just trying to capture existing demand that's already in the market, which is why, in my opinion, PMax would work really, really well. And then all you would have to do would be just to push budget and wait. And if you're really tight on targets, I'm even all for just after like a 30-day period of it running consistently, I'm even all for putting a TROAS goal and then just pushing budget as aggressively as possible once a month, even doubling down on it. Like if you're spending $500 a day on a PMax brand campaign, 10, 15 days from now, double it and have a TROAS goal on it and just let it run. Because I'm not trying to build awareness. I don't need to find customers for them. I just need to find people that already want the product, and it'll do that for me.
All right, so I'll intervene in here for a second. So you're basically selling that you'll first go to reaction would be to do a PMax, and the asset groups would be divided by the brands themselves, not category, like you wouldn't do protein, pre-workout or something, like just brand based. All right, and then I'm guessing for signals, you'd combine all of them into one asset group, not one asset group per signal, right?
Yep.
All right. So afterwards, once you see like the best sellers versus the non-performers, you'd separate those, the good ones from the bad ones, give the best selling ones on their own campaign, this time around to give them more budget?
On a per brand basis, because something like supplement industry, it's the brand that sells. It's never really the product. Yes, the product is like good, but it's the brand name is extremely important for supplements in general. So it would be brand focused.
This kind of reminds me of your strategy with a certain baby company you did, like they were carrying.
This is pretty much exactly the strategy we did for a baby client that we had. We basically took them from spending $10K a month to $40,000 a month in the span of literally 45 days with this strategy. And they were extremely profitable during the whole duration because they were selling name brand baby products. And I didn't have to create brand awareness for those brands at all. All I had to do was just go out and capture those people that are already looking for them. So don't overthink it in a situation like this. Just capture demand that exists, because there's no way you're going to hit the masses with enough traffic to build a demand for an individual product or brand, I guess.
All right. Now let's hear FA strategy, and afterwards I'll try to ask some questions to throw you guys off track. Well, let's see if I'll manage.
I don't want to say the same things with Usama. So what I would do is just go to Google Analytics, because you told me they're an existing company, so they have some data. Usually with supplement companies, they're either good with pre-workouts or protein. They have some winning categories. I will try to define them, and maybe I will split the PMAX campaign into those categories more. Maybe like protein versus all, like, or pre-workouts versus all. And the one thing we have to look at is the prices, because they're resellers, right? Let's say nutrition is one of the brands we sell. So if one of the competitors is selling it for a lower price, we have to know that. So I will just ask the client, like, is there something I should know? Because there are other people selling this also. So the price have to match. If you're selling for 150, somebody else is selling for 145, they're gonna go. So they have to match. So usually with supplement companies, they either give something like if it's a cash bank transfer, something like that, it's usually 5% off, or you give away maybe a protein shaker or a top maybe. So those type of stuff also help. So I will ask that. And I agree with the PMAX, because I want to go with standard shopping, like two-step. We can also try that, like brand standard shopping bottom of the funnel and standard shopping top of the funnel. The one issue with that, we all know like PMAX is capturing existing traffic too much. But the good thing about resellers is you also need that. So if it was your own brand, so this is like, let's say it's FA supplements, right? I'm only selling FA products. I would just go with standard shopping, because I don't need to recapture them. I'm the only one selling them. But you cannot argue with the fact that just because they buy the optimum nutrition protein from you doesn't mean they're going to buy it again from you. They can go back to another client. So I would just go with the PMAX. But while I'm scaling the account, let's say your budget was 25K per month, we're up 30, we're up 40, we're up 50. So we're going to see a cap in PMAX, because try to use the money on display or YouTube too much. That's when we have to go to standard shopping, I guess. But that's why I asked Usama, what are your thoughts about PMAX top of funnel? Because PMAX top of funnel which is basically PMAX without feed. It can just cover the remarketing part, and you can scale it standard shopping. So that's what I would go for. And if they have an existing brand, like let's say if FA supplements, they also have FA proteins, YouTube top of the funnel for that. That would be huge, because the profit margin will just crush it.
So are we switching directions to your own supplement brands? Because I have thoughts on that too.
No, wait.
Okay.
Hold your horses for a moment. We're gonna get to there, but first I got one question for each of you. FA. So you're basically selling that, which I kind of agree, but I just want to highlight it. Since our client is a reseller, price match is a big issue, yeah? Because like at the end of the day, if you're buying the specific brand of supplement, you don't care where you buy it from. Your major decision point is gonna be the price, because you know the product. Like who sells it doesn't matter.
It's weird because you could literally be like 3 cents cheaper, and that 3 cents cheaper person is gonna get the click no matter what. right?
No,
It's like
it
just based.
just happened last week. We have a client, they're selling, let's call it X proteins. They were selling X
Yeah.
proteins, it was doing good, and it was capturing a lot of secondary brand conversions. Then all of a sudden it died. I look at it and everybody's selling that product for $39, but now we start to sell it for 45. It dies.
Mhm.
If you're selling reseller, like if you're a reseller, you
Yeah.
have to respect the prices.
All right.
That's
So-
why map is important.
All right. I also kind of like, I know most of the clients advertise price match guarantee, but people just don't want to go for it. Like I don't want to buy now and then, or kind of like contact them and get them to drop the price or ask for a coupon code or something. I'll probably, like, as with Lightning, I'll probably go with the path of least resistance and just look for anywhere that's cheaper that will save me a few clicks. Because at the end of the day, it just kind of like, I don't know, like it all boils down to customer journey. How whichever is shorter, the customers will go for that. Like whichever is easier, whichever more convenient, the customers will go for it. Like no matter how much price match guarantee you offer, your price should kind of like,
They don't want to
be
go
there.
to the hassle of
Exactly.
talking to someone and be like, this is where I'm finding what they could just go buy it from said
Exactly.
other Shopify store.
All right. So my next question is for you, Usama, since you are heavily into PMAX for this specific client, how would you think dynamic remarketing, or in this case,
It
the
won't work.
non-existence of it, would affect you? Because as we all know, it's when it comes to health products, Google disapproves your products from dynamic remarketing. How do you think that would affect your strategy in the long run or in the short run?
I don't think it would actually. I think if someone's looking for a product, they'll just buy it. I don't think I need to dynamically remarket them, because if someone's looking for a protein, it's because they're probably out of the protein and they're looking to buy it. So they would just go to wherever they can to buy it. So I don't think it'll have a huge effect on it, because I'm not trying to build a brand, a supplement brand or a presence. I'm just trying to sell what I have. So I don't think it'll affect it at all. Maybe like I'll lose
aren't you
5 to
relying on too much on the customer to like know what they want before they arrive? Like what if this guy is kind of like looking to get shredded, build some muscle mass, and now he's kind of like researching pre-workout supplements?
The research they're gonna do, they're not gonna go to a website and do research on a
No.
product, right?
No,
They're
but
gonna
like,
watch YouTube videos, they're gonna read blogs and be like, oh, this is a good one, right? And then they're gonna search for it and try to find it. That's where the e-commerce stores come in.
I agree with, like, well, I'm I think more thinking about in terms of active ingredients, like let's say X brand and then the Y brand, but they're practically basically the same, because like they use the same amount of active ingredients. Maybe the fillers or the additional supplementary I don't know, like, what do you call it? The ingredients are different, but the main active ingredient are the same. So I don't know, like, maybe you think that remarketing would help a little bit to convince them that the Y brand is no good, but the X brand you're carrying is better than it. But practically it's the same, but you're trying to, make up their mind. Are you saying that they will come to you with their mindset on a specific product?
Because I don't see an individual, because I buy supplements, I never go to Amazon or a supplement or like an e-commerce store to do my research for what type of products I want. It's always YouTube reviews or blog posts that I read, stuff like that. Like, and then when I want to buy it, then I go to a store and buy the product.
Okay. So we're speaking about YouTube, since you guys then, both ICFA nodding silently in the background, agreeing with Usama, then what do you think? Should the client have their own product reviews up on YouTube, something like that, or would that come as untrustworthy for clients? Like, from a customer perspective, do you think that would work? Like, would you trust a review from a company that by itself, like, I'm the guy selling the product myself, if I did YouTube reviews of the said product and put it on YouTube for my potential customers to see, or maybe advertise those videos, do you think that would be a worthwhile strategy, or would come as, I don't know, like not that convincing, since again, I'm the guy
Testimonial
selling
videos
them.
for like said products kind of
Not
situation.
testimonial, but maybe you have a guy, in-house guy, or you have someone like I don't know, like you hire a
Or like
fitness
so
coach
yeah.
kind of guy. He just reviews
So
the
I would
products for you.
I would do that if I was selling my own brand. I wouldn't do that for already existing brands, because I guarantee you, like whatever brands out there, there's already a video of like 30 videos of someone reviewing that product for you. Some fitness coach, some influencer, some mom on YouTube that's reviewing that product for you. You don't need to. You're just wasting money at that point, in my opinion.
Okay. Efe, you got anything to add before I move on to the next phase of our strategy, or your strategy?
No, I would just add for the video, I would convince them to find an influencer or somebody has some authority in that line of business. A review for your own brand will be good from an influencer that can just boost your YouTube performance. I would use that. And what was the other thing? Yeah, and the topic about creating and harvesting demand is just for the resellers and this supplement industry. You don't have to think much about creating that demand. The demand is already that people are using it. You just have to convince, come buy from you. So using most of your money for the harvesting part will be just wise instead of creating that.
Okay, so we both kind of like gave the same answers when it comes to selling pre-existing brands, reselling them. So, and what I was gonna ask is next question, but the FA kind of like eased me into it. So now your client comes to you and says, all right, now we're thinking of launching our in-house brand, which like the profit margins are going to be much more greater. So we want you guys to start pushing this more aggressively. Like, I don't want to sell this secondary brand. I would prefer if you could sell my own brand. So now creating that demand comes into question. How do you guys handle that?
Yeah, it will all start with YouTube, because to create demand, YouTube is the best place, but you have to be patient. So know this, most of the protein users are just loyal to their own brand. Like let's say I'm using rice protein, I'm not going to change it. So you have to go for the protein powder researches. So a standard shopping for that specific product would be good. So top of the funnel, just focused on your brand, standard shopping, plus a YouTube campaign, but put most of the money for the YouTube, and also be patient. It will take some time for people to just learn about you, like know about you, and reviews also matter. So when you first come to the product, let's say it's rice protein, you're not going to buy, you're going to make a lot of search like rice protein reviews. You're going to go to maybe Reddit to read some of the people who are already using that. So testimonial video from an influencer plus some user generated contents. And if you have a professional athlete, not on that national level, but somebody who has some kind of authority talking about your brand, is also good. So I'll be using like 5 or 6 videos in a YouTube top funnel campaign with 4 targeting options, meaning 4 ad groups, and just give it 2 months, you will start to see something, and you can just build up on that because you have the high profit margins, your product. Then if you need 3x to be profitable, now you need 2x, and you have that lifetime value the benefit, and rest is up to the customer, because again, protein is all about loyalty. So I will encourage you to, hey, so you're selling 2 kilograms of protein, which would take like a month, maybe 40 days to just use all of it. So after 30 days, after 25 days, I will tell you to just email them or call them. Hey, are you out? We have a car there. We can just drop by your usual. So that would be good. You would hold on to that user for life.
All right. I'll save my questions for later. Usama, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, I would do it slightly different. One of the very first thing I would focus on before even getting into the ads of thing is creating a ridiculously good landing page. Because if you're trying to get someone to split out of their already existing products, you need to be convincing enough, right? So have testimonials, get open box reviews, send it out free samples for someone, get some UGC content. Basically have like a killer landing page with a lot of information on why you're better or superior to the others, right? You need some unique selling propositions on there, like something to put you in the market, right? Something that puts you, differentiates you essentially. Then I would do pretty much what FA did, YouTube, but YouTube, instead of standard shopping, I would do PMAX. And the reason I say PMAX is because YouTube is going to go outbound, and PMAX is going to be ridiculously good at remarketing people, right? If I want to sell a protein, I need to be top of mind. If I want to build a brand for something, I need to be top of mind of every individual out there that I show up for, right? Over time, sure, it's going to look really bad. Over time, once people are like, oh, I keep seeing this brand everywhere I go, like I'm on everywhere, YouTube, it's there. Like if I'm remarketing on Facebook, they're on Facebook, Instagram, they're there. Over time, you're going to build some form of trust with them. And then eventually some people are going to start converting, is when your revenue is going to start rolling in. And then you have a customer. Your next step is to retain that customer over time. So as long as you deliver good products and send out good emails, make sure you follow up or something like that, some form of promotion, you'll be fine. So instead of standard shopping, I would just do PMAX. Let it do the remarketing for me.
This is not a glitch. I'm interrupting the video you're watching because I need to remind you that I'm always looking for people to join our team. So if you're passionate about Google Ads and you want to work with the best Google Ads agency on the planet, please go to solate.com/apply. Speaking of working with the best Google Ads agency on the planet, if you're having trouble with Google Ads and you want professional help, that's what we do. You can go to solate.com, that's SOL8.com, to apply for your free, no obligation action plan. And if I've given you any level of value at all, maybe think about giving me a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel. That's how we juice the YouTube algorithm so they actually know that I know what I'm talking about. If you have questions, comments, concerns, or confessions, hit me below in the comments. And now, back to your regularly scheduled program.
I want to say something. Yeah, I think you kind of like mentioned a really important issue that everybody seems to gloss over really quickly. And I also want to tie this to my next question. Testers. I think that is really, really kind of like ignored too much, because like we're talking about proteins mostly right now. So I bought proteins, FA bought proteins, you bought proteins, and when it comes to that, taste matters a lot. Like everybody, yes, I know everybody looks at the amount of protein per serving. That's important, and how trustworthy the brand is. That's also important, but even if you put a gun to my head, I would never, for example, drink a banana flavored protein. I would just simply refuse it. I hate it that much. Like anything banana flavored, I would literally like to rip my tongue off. I hate that much. I mean, I like bananas. I don't know. I have something against artificial banana flavoring. Yeah.
I thought it was going to cure, sorry.
No, don't worry. If we do it, I will put the bloopers in extras. So
be like, beep.
but I feel like that's really overlooked a lot. Like you sell your own brand, or maybe you have this killer neo taste that's incredibly tasting, really ridiculously good, but I don't want to risk buying a 2-pound, protein just because of reviews, because taste is subjective. But if you just sent me like a little one-time package, I would definitely pay like maybe $5 for it, and then just ask people to pay for the shipping and send it to them with a bit of complimentary package.
Raises a really interesting point in terms of testers and liking a product. Because if for something like supplements, vitamins, or stuff like that, or makeup, cosmetic stuff like that, if someone likes a product, they're going to tell someone else about it. Word of mouth is still literally the strongest form of advertising out there, right? So if I buy a protein, I like it, and let's say FA is on some form, I'm like, FA, you got to try this. This thing is amazing, right? I'm going to get FA to buy, right? FA likes it. FA is going to be like, oh, this is amazing. And FA is going to give it to like 3 other people, right? So it's going to be like a halo effect that over time, if it's a good product, it's just going to grow exponentially.
Yeah. And with that said, I want to like ask you guys, I mean, I kind of know the answer to it, but I just want to voice it anyway. Like that also ties into with the issue of stocking. Like, would you guys agree that especially if you're in the supplement business, you really need to be watchful of your stocks, because a person that buys X brand chocolate flavored protein will not buy vanilla from the same brand, even if they're running out. They'll probably go to somewhere else that has chocolate in stock. You might have the right price, you might have the right brand, you might have everything in place, but if you miss my preferred flavor, I will take my business elsewhere.
Oh yeah, 100%. Keep your inventory, especially for your best sellers.
What if
that's the client's responsibility, by the way.
I know. Like,
don't tell it to Google. Just make it evergreen. Like, just type 1,000 to your product. Even if you run out, just expand the delivery date. That usually, let's say, it'll be coming to you within 4 to 5 days. Make it 7 to 14. Just keep on selling until you restock. And for your best sellers, you should never run out of stock. And another example for this, we have this supplement client, right? So they're selling a pre-workout brand, and they have 7 flavors. 6 of them are disapproved. 6 of them we're not able to advertise. We're only allowed to advertise for this one. So if you run out of stock for this one, you're just out. If somebody's looking for X protein and you're out of this, you're out.
Yeah.
You gotta be,
because that one flavor will bring all the traffic and they can buy whatever flavor they want, right? But if that one flavor runs out, you're completely out.
Like, let's say this is banana and these are others. We're looking for X protein chocolate. This will still show up. Maybe for this 5th place, 6th place, 7th place, but this will show up. This would be enough to capture the pre-existing secondary brand search volume. But if you want this, you're just out. So supplement clients, please, prices plus stocks. All you gotta do.
That's another question I was going to bring, but since you opened the Pandora's box, let's talk about a little bit about disapprovals. A big issue when it comes to supplements. Like, even if you look at your GMC wrong, Google will instantly disapprove your best-selling product without a question, and good luck to you getting that back up. So let's just wrap up with disapprovals. How would we, I've been dealing it for a long time now, and it's not getting any easier, but what would you to say to like any people who are running advertisements for Google Ads, for a supplement company, or like to the owners of business, like, or dealing with, like, should they accept the fact that their product's going to get disapproved eventually, or one day they might wake up to their best selling getting disapproved? Should they like say goodbye to those products? Should they look for alternatives, or are there any workarounds that you come up that can kind of like give them a hope to ever restore that product to being served in Google Ads?
There's like mixes between disapprovals, but you can avoid them or decrease your chances. At some point with supplements, you're going to get disapproved for some reason, because Google's like that. But you can usually get them back. But to avoid or decrease the chances of them, don't make any claims, don't make any promises, don't put banned words on your product page for the sake of having them. But those are the 2 major ones. Like, with health products specifically, never make any claims on your product pages, never promise anything on them, and usually you're fine with them.
All right.
That's it.
To add to that, for the clients, like, we have 5 minutes. I'll just talk quickly. 1, look at your reviews, okay? Because let's say you're selling protein and somebody says this product is better than a steroid. Google will come to your page and be like, okay, I see steroid, this is banned. So even your reviews have to be clear. Look for that. 2nd, for the products, if they got this, the quickest way to just fix it, get rid of the GTINs. I know GTINs is good for the past or existing data, but if you cannot advertise for them, what good is the past data? So just get rid of them. 1. B, Google category. Google will put you into its own category. If you can make it something broad, like let's say you're selling protein is probably under supplements and vitamins, you can just select like beauty and like a general broad
So yeah, it
category.
goes health and beauty, supplements and vitamins and and some other subcategories. You're just saying go more vague and select health and beauty instead of going deeper into the chain.
Get rid of everything, get rid of the description, because like if you're selling, let's say it's a testosterone, which is like disapproved in Google, just try to type the brand name in the title and again in the description. Don't touch anything else, because as long as you get them approved and you capture the existing demand for that brand, like X protein,
You're good.
you're good. You don't need nothing else. So yeah.
Well, I think it's a good way to wrap our first video by literally giving tips on how to circumvent Google's safety measures about health and stuff. So yes,
Good call, guys. Good
all right.
video.
Yeah, that's all I have. And thanks you guys for your insightful answers to my questions. And I hope we did a good job. And I'll see you
Nice.
guys next week with another make-believe client in another specific industry where I'll kind of try, put you guys through difficult questions.
All right.
All right, then. See you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Next video.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Folks again.
Slow wave.
Okay.
What's up?
It's the fourth
It's
one.
FA. We're just gonna talk over each other. It's FA and Usama bringing you useless Google information that you can try.
We lost that NFT guy. He's no longer with us.